All right, let's go over a couple of practice questions for the Professional Cloud Database Engineer exam. Question 1. A healthcare analytics company runs a Cloud SQL for MySQL instance that stores patient billing transactions updated throughout the day. After a recent incident where an automated script accidentally overwrote critical records, the engineering team needs the ability to restore the database to any specific second within the past 7 days to reverse such errors. What should you do to meet this requirement? Option A, enable automated backups and binary logging on the instance. Option B, configure automated backups with a 7-day retention window. Option C, provision a high availability instance with automatic failover. And option D, create a cross-region read replica to maintain a redundant copy. Okay, so let's go through each of these and think about whether or not they would meet the requirements. A key criteria here is that we need to restore the database to any specific second within the past 7 days in order to reverse such errors. So that level of granularity can only be achieved by certain solutions. Let's look at option A, enable automated backups and binary logging on the instance. So this is promising because we have the automated backups, which give us a snapshot of the state of the database at regular intervals in time. And then we also have binary logging, which gives us the ability to go to a very specific point in time between those backups, right? So binary logging actually logs the changes that are being made in the database. And then we can use that in combination with the state of the database as represented by an automated backup to actually get the state at the level of the second or the granularity of a second. So that is promising. Let's look at the other options just in case. Configure automated backups with a 7-day retention window. So this would not be sufficient because automated backups, as we mentioned when we talked about option A, they give us snapshots, complete snapshots at regular intervals of time, which is great, but then that doesn't give us the second-by-second granularity of the state of the database. So that's not sufficient. Option C, provision a high availability instance with automatic failover. This is great for resiliency and availability during an outage, but that's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for the ability to restore the database to a specific second within the past 7 days to reverse errors, like logical errors, right? And so we might have those logical errors actually not just in the primary instance, but in the high availability instance, the failover instance. And so if we were to have an outage and we were to promote the failover instance or use the failover instance instead, those logical errors would still be represented in that failover replica. Then we've got option D, create a cross-region read replica to maintain a redundant copy. Same thing here. So this is not going to solve the problem of there being logical errors in the database, right? Because those are going to be both in the primary instance and the read replica that's in the other region. So it looks like option A is our best option. Yes. Great. And if we read through this, it basically says exactly what we talked about. Moving on to the next question. A healthcare technology company runs a Cloud SQL database that powers a patient scheduling platform used across multiple states. The platform experiences sudden surges in usage during flu season and other health events. Leadership has mandated that the database architecture must withstand a full regional failure and that the team must be able to validate the disaster recovery workflow in a safe manner that does not impact production workloads. The solution must align with aggressive RPO and RTO commitments outlined in the company's service level agreements. Which approach best meets these requirements? Okay. So deploy a cross-region failover replica and test database cloning. Okay, so cross-region failover replica is promising here, but testing database cloning is not actually what we would do in the event of a full regional failure, right? We're not testing the cloning, we're testing what would happen in the case of a failure, which would not be cloning the database. It would be promoting the failover replica to be the primary database. So that's probably not the right answer. Option B, configure an external replica in a separate VPC and test instance migration. So this introduces unnecessary network complexity. We do not need to put the replica in another VPC. This kind of clashes with the whole idea of Cloud SQL. This makes things overly complicated, and migrating the instance as opposed to just promoting it within the same VPC is not necessary. Option C, establish a zonal standby instance and test point-in-time recovery. So a zonal standby instance, again, sounds promising, but it would actually cause a problem here because we're talking about a regional outage, a full regional failure, as indicated here, right? So that's not what we want either. And then D, create a cross-region read replica and test promotion of the read replica. Okay, so this is what we want, right? Because we're putting the read replica in another region. And so if we have an outage in our primary region, then this one serves as a backup. And what we want to test is the actual promotion of that read replica. So this is what we want. Sure enough, that's the right answer. All right, so I hope this was helpful. These are 2 questions out of 250 that I have here to help people practice for the Professional Cloud Database Engineer certification exam. And I've released these because these were in high demand. People were asking for them because they're studying for this exam. But I am also working on, my team and I are also working on creating a full course with videos, video lessons, just like we have for the other courses on gcpstudyhub.com. All right. Thanks for watching.